probably the first time numbers have ever been like this. And again, it's kind of like a slap back at the JFF, because every time they come with these ridiculous numbers. So we said, okay, you guys want to always come with these ridiculous numbers, then we can play this game, and then we just go for a high number. You know what I mean? And for us, we have a really good group of guys, and I think that there can be a lot more marketing done to get sponsors on board. And there's a lot more ways that funds can come in to compensate the players. And I think there's a lot more that can be done. I don't think that there is enough being done. And it's almost like I am asking someone to come and work for me, and that person must figure out how they're going to get paid, or how I'm going to pay them. Our job is to come and play, not to worry about how we're going to get paid, and the JFF have a job and they must do their job.
That's Reggae Boyz captain Andre Blake speaking on Tuesday's edition of the SportsMax Zone about the latest match fee dispute with the leadership of the Jamaica Football Federation, JFF, ahead of the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Blake confirmed the Reggae Boyz are demanding $7,000 for each of their 14 World Cup qualifying games, but the JFF are not playing ball at that number, proposing instead a match fee of $2,000 for the 14 games. At $7,000 per head for 14 games, the JFF would have to find $1.5 million just to cover match fees for the World Cup qualifiers. Well, our sources have told us that all players who avoid signing the contract offered by the JFF will not be eligible for selection to the national team. The US $2,000 is the JFF's final offer. All contracts must be signed and sent to the JFF by Friday. Several players have indicated they will sign. George, you have been working with your sources on this story. What more information can you share with us at this time?
Well, Mara, as you just said just now, the JFF they have put up what they believe is, well, not even what they believe, they have put up what they say is their final offer. Lance yesterday asked Andre about the figures, and he confirmed these $7,000. And we've been hearing that the JFF has $2,000 on the table as their offer. The JFF has confirmed that yes, $2,000 is what they're offering, and they're saying they're not budging. And as you mentioned just now, the sources have said that the players have until Friday to sign. Those players who haven't signed by Friday won't be considered for selection. Now, in the discussions I had with these sources, highly placed, they have said that, look, the JFF and the national football belongs to, the national football team belongs to the JFF. The JFF is the administrator. The players don't own the Reggae Boyz football team. So it is that the players can't dictate what they are paid or take strike action if they're not paid what they want. The JFF says that several players have already indicated that they are happy and they'll play for the $2,000. So what they're saying is that those players who want to go rogue and not, if they're invited, not sign the contracts, that they'll simply not be considered for selection. And there's no recourse for these players, because it's not like the West Indies cricket setup where there's a central contract locking in the players, and then you're choosing not to pick them for competitions. The JFF doesn't have that. It's a pay as you go. Yeah, you get called, you get paid, and you play. If you don't get called, you don't get paid. So they're saying, well, simply, we'll be happy to go along with those we've invited who've accepted, but those who haven't signed, simply will pick someone else. Right. I've also been told that the players have said to the JFF, and this will be of some interest to Lance, the players, I understand, have said to the JFF, look, if you're not negotiating with us in good faith, and of course we know that historically the players don't trust the
But
JFF.
He said that, Andre Blake said that to you on the show.
Right, they don't trust them. They say, it's my understanding that the players have said that they are willing to form an association akin to the West Indies Players Association, WIPA, which looks after the interests of West Indies cricketers, to force their claims with the JFF and to negotiate on their behalf and to protect their interests. The players, I understand, have said this to the JFF, who have said, well, you can organize, you're free to organize, but we don't have contracts with you, so you can't bind us to picking you. And if it is that we have said that based on our ability to pay, we can only play X and you are demanding X plus 5 or 10X, then clearly we can't have an understanding going forward. We just go forward with those who want to sign with us. We understand also that an attorney retained by the players has written to the JFF saying that, look, the national team belongs to the players, which is why I made the point earlier that my sources have said that no, it's the JFF which owns the national team. So the JFF says it's simple. My understanding is if the contracts don't come back by Friday with the requisite signatures, those players who haven't signed will not be called, and if you're not called, you are due nothing, so they'll just move forward with those who want to play for $2,000 per match.
But is that okay from the JFF, Lance? And I feel like maybe you can tell us, is it okay to have that sort of player relation between a body that's running football? Of course, we want the best for the national team. That's what we want. But is it okay to go about it in that manner?
Well, CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers start later this month, but the Jamaicans are entering in the second phase, which comes up in about September or so. So this is the last thing that you would want from a relationship standpoint between the JFF and the players. And we discussed at length yesterday, Mariah and George, that the current Jamaica roster looks good enough to probably qualify for the Qatar World Cup. So this is hugely disappointing. I understand the JFF's position because they are cash strapped. And I think the players have to recognize that the amount that they would want, the JFF may not be able to pay that. I'm a little concerned, though, that when you enter negotiations, you do expect at least some level of compromise or some level of give and take on both sides. And right now, there's this huge gap between the 7,000 the players want and the 2,000 the JFF is offering. So for the JFF to saying that they won't budge from the 2,000 is a little concerning for me because, you know, I know that 7,000, even the players would admit, if you talk to them one-on-one, that they were flying a kite there. But certainly I don't think they expect it to be 2,000. And that is a problem. The JFF being very strong and stern based on the sources coming through to us. So this is not what anyone wants to hear. But I have to say, though, that most times the general public sides with players against administration. But because of how this is playing out, I think the JFF is getting more sympathy in this case than they would have gotten in previous times because the players' demands sound off, you know, skyrocketed really and sound, you know, outrageous.
No, but I have to differ because I feel like I don't like the manner in which they're going about it. It's sort of like take it or leave it, and I feel like that's where they would lose the fans or the people who's on their side.
Well, the only reason as time expires that the JFF is being so strong in its position is because they've said that, look, we've opened the books to you. We've shown you our numbers. We've shown you what our ability to pay is. Based on our ability to pay, 2,000 is what we can afford. So there's no hidden income stream. There's nothing that we're not telling you. You have come at 7,000, perhaps as an arbitrary figure. We are showing you based on the numbers what we can pay. This is what we can pay. So it's either we play ball. The JFF is simply saying, you know, if you don't want to pay for $2,000, fine. We'll pick somebody else.